There are potential partners for some of the work, but not necessarily the same partner for all of the work.
Pamela Brown, CNN, Washington.
All right, let's talk more about this and other matters. Joining me once again, Jason Johnson. He is a politics editor for TheRoot.com, and Republican strategist Kevin Paul Scott. All right, welcome back to both of you. Okay, so on the issue of, race, which is where this conversation is kind of going, it's a very different style and tactic that both are taking, because really it's more of an issue of name calling. But I wonder, Jason, you first, does this apply more pressure to either one or both of these candidates to talk more specifically about addressing issues as it relates to race, as opposed to just calling each other names?
Well, I don't think this helps either candidate, but it hurts Donald Trump more, Fred, and here's why. The fact of the matter is, Trump has been doing very poorly with African-American voters. He's doing very poorly with Latino voters. And rather than rolling out a series of policies that are specifically targeted, that African-Americans or Latino Americans would like and appreciate, just like he does for veterans, just like he does for women, just like he does for small business people. Instead, he says, what the heck have you got to lose? And that's got to be one of the worst campaign slogans I've ever heard in my life. I have never heard a candidate, a car salesman, a chef, or a potential date tell me, what have you got to lose? And that ended up selling me.
All right, Kevin. And it's not a laughing matter, but, words really do matter here. And, when he, that's one example, or when he, refers to people and says, oh, my African American, or even in that clip, the blacks, is this tricky territory, for Donald Trump to embark on, or even Hillary Clinton to embark on at this point?
Well, I think it is tricky territory. It's sad territory, because if you think 4 years ago, Mitt Romney and Barack Obama were arguing about the economy and national security things, and this week they're just yelling who's more of a racist. And I think the reality is, until they can get back focused on issues, both campaigns are really a little bit off track in their messaging. I would agree that it hurts Trump more than it hurts Hillary at this point. But it really is a sad state of politics for both of these candidates to be wading into this kind of fray.
And both candidates are under the microscope as it pertains to, character. And that is what the race for the presidency is all about, really evaluating whether this person has the stamina, the character, whether they have the mettle to be in the White House. And now, we're also seeing the evaluation, or the constant evaluation of the people surrounding both of the candidates. Right now with Donald Trump, from Steve Bannon, it was Corey Lewandowski, and and the way he handled, for lack of a better word, the female reporter, Stephen Bannon. Now we saw in, our report about his ex-wife, and whether he had a problem with Jews, and whether he was allegedly assaulting her. Now, how does Donald Trump separate himself, if he can at all, from the track record now of his higher-ups and the character of his higher-ups?
Again, Fred, I think this is an issue for both campaigns, because for Donald Trump, he's put some people around him that tend to, when you look back in the resume and you're saying, I don't know if I would have done that. But you have the same thing with the Clintons. You're looking at a situation of what foreign nationals are paying for access to the State Department. And so that's becoming an issue. And even today, we're looking at security briefings and who's getting what.
Hillary Clinton got her briefing in White Plains, New York today. She was the only one, as far as we understand. She was the only one seen coming out, so she was unaccompanied.
Yeah, and you have to wonder, was she alone because nobody gave a big enough gift to the Clinton Foundation to be able to get access to it with them? And that's really the type of microscope you're looking at. Are there shady characters on Trump's side? Absolutely. But when you start to peel back the layers with Hillary Clinton, you're seeing the same thing. And so now...
So voters have to figure out, how do they separate the candidate from the people in which the company is kept? And, I mean, Kevin, you're underscoring that, but Jason, I wonder from you, I mean, can there be a separation, or is it a reflection of who you are based on who surrounds you?
Well, Fred, it's a mixture of both, right? If you roll around with pigs, you're going to get messy too, and you're going to get spots on your suit. But I think the other thing to remember is this. This goes down to what you said at the beginning. It's about character and who do the American people trust more. And the issue is, Hillary Clinton has always had issues with trustworthiness, whether it's this emails, whether it's the Clinton Foundation, and Donald Trump has always had issues of trustworthiness. So it's not who do we trust, it's who do we trust more. And at the end of the day, as bad as Hillary Clinton's scandals have always been, and they have dogged her and her husband for 20 years, right now the American people seem to think she may be corrupt, She may not be all that honest, but I don't think she's dangerous. And as of right now, Trump's trust issues lead to people thinking he's dangerous, and that's something that he doesn't have much time to try and fix.
11 weeks, Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Jason 100% on this. It is an issue of a long-standing history of Clinton corruption that's under the microscope, and somehow Donald Trump has managed to come across as maybe even less trustworthy than them. And it really is because of some shifting positions. To go back to something we talked about earlier, he's got to get consistent on his message, and he's got to convince the American voters that the unknown Trump is less dangerous than the known Clinton. And right now, he's struggling to do that.
All right. Thanks so much, Kevin, Jason. Appreciate it. Both of you. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right.